I swear, man, Christmas came early this year for me. Like all these chips, they fall down, and then like everything plays out the way I said it would. Like the manosphere is experiencing possibly the greatest downfall of their entire existence. I think, and this is probably going back. I think his name was Jack something, and he was like, he made a cuck novel or like I don't know if he said it was like a fake story or like whatever it was, and like he was called out on it, not necessarily by the host, but somebody in her chat was like spamming messages like talk about this cuck thing, and then he turns around, he snapped at her and stuff like, yo, fuck you, woman. What? But I thought you were a cuck though. I thought you said you wanted to have like people have sex with your whatever, right? And then it became all too clear. Like you have that, you have like Andrew Tate not only pushing for that trans thing, which I'm never gonna stop bringing up because it's one of his, I wouldn't say first videos, one of his earlier videos, right? And it oftentimes gets pushed down the memory hole, if you will. And then on top of that, you have his a fiction with fashion. I pointed this out. He always likes to wear. Well, he doesn't do this anymore. I guess he's gotten like he's gone magically. He's aged. He's matured ever since he lost to Chase. He became like 41. No, he became 40. He's 39 by the way. Unless his birthday is like January, March. I don't fucking care. And he's just like constantly like used to wear all this like high class flamboyant shit. Now he's more dressed down. He looks like a fucking old ass adult, man. Like that bald hair is just caught up with him, and he's chilling with all these guys, right? And Hassan's guilty of this too. And I want to point this out to pretty much everybody out there, right? Like there's nothing necessarily wrong with being bald, okay? But there's a certain thing in life called a concession, right? Now, it sucks. You're bald, right? It's like if I were to, I know it's not the same, but if I were to like not brush my teeth, my breath will smell bad. Or like, if I eat a lot, I'll, gain weight, right? Now, in the form of this concession, like you have all these insecurities, you're bald, you're short, you're whatever this, in erectile dysfunction, right? It's funny how, Clavicular is bringing up, and he's like kind of proud of it. He's like, I don't want to get a girl pregnant. I don't need to do that shit. That shit's gay. I can just inject my dick later on, and then like I can get girls pregnant. I think he's just joking around with that shit because I think Clav is actually. It's funny how I'm calling him like I know this kid. I don't know. I gotta keep doing this disclaimer. I swear the fucking internet is the worst. It's like, how do you know this guy? He's a woman beater. I heard he got like I saw a video of him getting slapped by this girl randomly for whatever reason. I think she just wanted to like hit him or touch his face. Your fucking bone smashed cheeks. Like what's it to you, Clav? It's like a girl compared to a hammer, right? And you're gonna pissed on that. Like you can't feel nothing. You can't feel nothing, right? But he's getting into like a lot of homoerotic situations, right? Like the big one is like they're trying to bring this kid into a club, right? And I think I brought this up in the last video, so whatever. I'll just like reiterate on it again. Like he was recently caught messing with this girl who was like with somebody else. They're like kids. They're all kids. Clav's a kid. They're all kids, and like the guy that is in the picture that she's with also looks like him. Like, what the fuck is this? Imagine you do all this shit to make yourself look better, and then you end up looking just like somebody else. What the fuck is the point of that? It's like you step out of like the fucking what do you call it, plastic surgery operating table, whatever. You leave the office and like, ah, shit, I feel like a brand new man. And then you look across the street, see, look, your fucking body double. Oh, that's it. I'm stealing your girl. And it all comes crashing down because it all leads back to wanting to control women and how these guys, all of them, the incels, the religious fundamentalists, the ugly people trying to like make up all these things. It's funny, yo. Class threw out the word subhuman, eh? Oh shit. Oh, I thought. Does he know what that word means? You just can't be calling people who are short or unattractive subhuman. You have to understand that is a actual biological classification of a species forking, branching out, if you will, into subspecies. So let's take the pygmies for example, right? They are human, but they're just so short because of their genetics, and then they're susceptible to diseases because they were living in isolation, and then etc etc, like they're gone, right? Like that's that. But the pygmies were a subspecies. You can't have like normal human beings with them. Like the dwarfism has hit them so hard at the genetic level that there's a high probability and chance that if you tried to have a kid with them, like they're going to die in labor, whatever, right? Like they're trying to like deliver your kid. Your kid's like half the size of them. You just kill someone, dude. Like the fuck. So like I'm just bringing this up because we got Sneeko. Sneeko technically isn't Muslim by his bloodline, and I'm not saying that's the limitations that makes you a subhuman. I'm saying that they have a high proclivity to inbreed, therefore making them subhuman, right? Like Hassan, right? And if you want to source my information as to how I reached that conclusion, just ask Cheng. He's the one who fucking brought it up. Why would you just say this shit and then imply that not only you but your fucking little nephews? And like that's the thing, right? That I've always wondered to myself, like these people know that this is only going to push women further and further away from you. And like I said before, this was always their goal. That was to bring guys closer to them. Like I think it's either they were thinking of triumphing and like taking all the women from the subhuman guys that they deem unattractive. They don't have like the right number ratio on their face or right height or weight uh, calculations or some shit like that. But they have to contend with the fact that they are the subhuman ones, right? Like Clav, you're a fucking subhuman. Like you, Andrew Tate, all these fucking guys who hopped up on roids and shit, fake ass men and stuff. You're never gonna be a real one. And to top it all off, like your kids are gonna look back at all the shit that you're doing now, and you're so fucking young. You're fucking think you're a fucking loser at the age of 22. It wasn't like I was like some kind of like crazy ass motherfucker. I remember got my first girlfriend at 19, and I was just I don't know balling out, whatever, right? Just having living my life, getting used by a bunch of girls and shit. But you have to understand something that this is where you guys belong. Is with each other. The critique that you had against women only validates us. Okay, like think about it like this, right? Andrew Tate in his head thinks that he can get multiple women to like him, fall in love with him, and stay loyal to him forever for whatever reason. Like he's just that attractive. He's just that capable. Meanwhile, he's surrounding himself with like feeble men. He's doing, questionable things with his life. And the most important thing about it is it's not what he wants. Like ever since this guy has been running his webcam business, his service, like I can easily see Andrew Tate disappearing into obscurity and just like sitting on an island with the money that he made from pretending to be girls. Like the girls will dance, the girls that he he has on webcam. I'm gonna marry you, you're my wife, but you gotta dance for me on webcam. And he's just talking to the guys as he's fleecing them for money. Like it was always there, the blueprint was always there for him and his people, and pushing these very lost men from Islam into the realm of accepting of homosexuality. Now, are they homosexuals? Maybe, maybe not, right? Nick Fuentes, most likely. But like, you know, it's questionable whether they are. Like, Sneeko might be, Nick might be, Myron, you kind of are, dude. Like, there's no escaping it. Like, you just can't be like taking those pictures and expect like people to call you straight after that. And it becomes just the sad thing that I think like a lot of us saw from the beginning, but we didn't, you know, like you don't want to call a man gay who's on the fence about it, and then he just like freaks out and like kills himself or hurts somebody else or tries to attack you for like calling him out on his shit. But these mans be gay, dude, and like going back to Clav, right? I think he's playing you guys hard because he knows that there's nothing to be gained from being your friend long term. Right? He even says it himself when he's like chilling in your house and stuff. He's like, "You guys aren't disrespecting me for my age and shit like that," which would probably be typical because not just the age gap, but like Clav is a kind of guy who he looks good now. Just give it a couple of years, and he's just the fucking regret talk that this guy's having, talking about hollowed out cheeks and shit like that. You need that to like maintain the elasticity and the health of your outer epidermis layer, your skin. You're just depleting your ass out with like fucking shit like that. But that's okay because you understand it. Everybody else understands it, and it's all good now. Like you don't have to be afraid of people threatening to kill you because not everybody. I'm just saying, like, the usual suspects, right? Trying to kill you. We're going to take over your world. We're going to take all your women. We're going to come up in your country, change your vote, blah, blah, blah. Because they just want to fuck you in the ass, man. That's why they're such insufferable jackasses. And, like, back in the day, right? And maybe I've said this story, but to be brief, right? I had a boss, and he was a homosexual. And he was protecting me from other homosexuals, right? I used to drop ship for him. Like, trying to sell clothes online is pretty much impossible unless you work for a company or you're just selling like clothes that pretty much everybody can buy. But back in those days you'd have like shipping freight ships come in, and it'll be like they park at the pier, and every single like hour they were there it cost them a lot of money. So the shipyard boss would be like, okay, look, you can stay here for this amount of time and unload this and that, but then after a while you gotta go, and we gotta get the next ship in it, right? That's trade, commerce, all that shit. So oftentimes you get these like containers that are just gonna get thrown away, demolished or whatever, incinerated, and then or just like given away or whatever. I don't know exactly what happens. This is like in China, so it's like huge, and yeah, I would be able to sell clothes that, I wasn't making like a crazy amount of money, but to me, it was a lot of money. Okay. So going from like, semi unemployed, selling weed on the side, and then all of a sudden I'm like making like, 5 figures, which is a lot of money for me. But then COVID, and then I was always trying to like cozy up with them because it was just like what I mean. Like you go from like working your ass off with all these fucking labor jobs and shit like that, and then you finally find something that's like stupid level easy. Even Andrew Tate talks about like drop shipping and shit, right? At least back in the day when like before the COVID times, and he was just protecting you because he's like, yo, dog, these people are bad people, man. Like I don't think you understand this. Just because it's like, yo, you have a sexual preference or whatever, like you seem nice to people, like that's why they're like that, and they're like the worst types of people possible, imaginable, like perversions. Like some of them are still, believe it or not, closeted heterosexuals, and they have like nefarious thoughts of the opposite gender. Like they may not like sexualize them the same way like we do as like in the romantic sense, but like you get movies like 50 Shades of Grey with like Beyonce as like putting music in this like movie, and you ask yourself, was it really honestly that popular of a novel, or are we dealing with the onset of homosexuals trying to psyop the media from all angles, failing miserably, and all of us having to just tell them like, look, dude, if you want to be gay, just do it, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not for me personally, and I feel bad, sort of, because you did it as well too. So it's not like it was just like me beating down on you the entire time. But it's okay, man. Like, you know, the caliphate, the Khalistan movement, the migration of mostly guys, the manosphere, the left wing, Hassan going to Cuba, this fucking nails painted. It's just whatever, man. If that's the way you are, that's the way you are. And this is an insult. It's kind of like stupid for you to tell us or anybody else that this isn't true. Like, all right, that's it, man. Just be gay, be yourself.